After having a Polestar 4 on loan for over a week back in September of last year, I made a video called 5 Things I Hate About the Polestar 4. And then later in the fall, I made a video called 5 Things I Hate About the Polestar 4 Revisited after there was a software update called 4.1.10, which had improved a lot of the things, but not all. Now there's an even newer software update called Software 4.2.1. So in this video, we're once again gonna revisit those 5 things to see if Polestar have managed to improve the 4 even more. Don't let my light down vest and the sunny weather fool you. It's still very cold in Oslo. My hands are cold. It's about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius outside now, and there's actually snow off camera. That's why in a few weeks I'm traveling to Spain to do warm weather range tests of the Polestar 3, the Polestar 4, Volvo EX90. I've booked those 3 cars and hopefully Audi A6 e-tron and Porsche Macan. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't pay me nearly enough money for me to travel down there for a week, bring a video photographer who has to get paid, and also spending a week in a hotel and eating food, because in those 7 days I plan to travel. I plan on filming like 10 or 11 videos. That's 2 videos a day. That's like 8-9 hour days. So this is not going to be a vacation. This is purely to get those videos out to you guys as early as possible, because temperatures in Madrid in a few weeks is going to be around 20 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius, which we won't see here in Oslo before like June or July. I really want to bring these videos to you earlier, so I bring content that other channels don't. So you come back and, you know, watch these videos. That's my whole goal, is to try to make this into a living. But it is hard, and I'm not complaining. I'm very fortunate to be in this position to make videos for you guys and test these cars. But the reality is that YouTube doesn't pay a lot of money, and it's been really hard getting sponsors lately. But if you want, you can support this trip. There is a GoFundMe down below. Our goal is 20,000 kroners. We're at 66% of that, which is amazing, but it would be really cool hitting that 100%. And again, if you don't want to support the trip, that is up to you. You can keep consuming these videos for free and, you know, just enjoying them. But if you want to support the channel, you like what I do here and appreciate it, all donations are appreciated. If you want to give 5 euros or 10 euros or 20 euros, that's awesome. I really do appreciate all types of donations. So guys, if you want to do that, there's a GoFundMe down below. So with that said, let's get on with this video. So the Polestar 4 still has this key without buttons, which is a proximity key. So you're reliant on the proximity sensor working and the car unlocking, because there are no buttons here to do a manual override. And you saw that I stepped up to the car, the door handles come out of the doors, and the car unlocks. The last time I had this car with that other software update, they had improved that functionality, because the first time I had a car, there were a lot of issues. Now, after a week, I've experienced about 0 issues with this proximity key. So it works. Is it the optimal? Do I wish they still gave you a key with, you know, a manual override so you could, you know, unlock it when you want, maybe before you go to the car? Maybe you have kids who are running to the car and you're further back and you could just hit that button? Yes, but it's not an issue functionality. It works. So that is a huge and good improvement. I still haven't tested the standard stereo in the Polestar 4, so I can't, unfortunately, judge if the software update has improved that. But I have to say this, with the Harman Kardon sound system, if you like music at all, if you enjoy listening to tunes, just go for this because it is an awesome system. Is it the best? No. Is it as good as the Bowers & Wilkins in the Polestar 3? No. But for being a car at this price point, it plays very clearly and very nicely, and it has a nice punch and plays more than loud enough for you to enjoy your tunes. The Polestar 4 still has one stalk on the left side to do your wipers and indicators, and then you have this lever that is your gear selector on the right side, unlike with the Polestar 2 where you have a stalk on the right side that does wipers and sensitivity. And my issue is sensitivity because you can turn this knob here to adjust the different settings, but if you look at the screen here now, it has off, it has auto, and then 1 and 3. In auto, there's no sensitivity settings. So in other cars, you could get, you know, a prompt on the screen once you go into auto, and then you can adjust your different auto settings. To do that, you actually have to go into, where do we have it? Shortcuts, assist, drive, interior, seats, ambiance, lights, screen, glove box for us, no. Shortcuts, adjustments. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. Maybe that's only in a Volvo. Yeah, you see, you get my point, guys. You get my point. Like, I think in Volvo you can adjust. There's like a shortcut. Here, there's no shortcut that I can find immediately. Yeah, it may be somewhere, but I haven't been. I wasn't able to find it. Like, it should be you should be able to find it easily if it is a function that you're going to use a lot. And especially here in Northern Europe, in Scandinavia, in Norway, especially in winter, you're always constantly, when the weather is bad, adjusting your wiper sensitivity because it changes all the time how good it works and how much, you know, wiping you want. So I wish there was a shortcut that could where you could adjust it quickly, or there every time you did this there was some kind of pop-up somewhere where you could easily adjust it. But yeah, still not fixed, so that's still an issue in my book. The left panel here, the D-pad and these buttons do control adaptive cruise, pilot assist, ADAS, auto steer, whatever you want to label it, your advanced driver assistance system. So you can activate adaptive cruise here, you can cancel it, and you can also resume. These buttons are labeled, so they stay the same. But this D-pad with, you know, 4 directions, up, down, left, right, and then this button in the middle do change. When you're driving the car, when you have adaptive cruise on, this increases the speed, then this decreases the speed, and this, you know, decreases the distance, and this increases the distance, which is fine. That's very logical. But when you're not driving on adaptive cruise, this turns on and off one pedal drive. And this also changes from range mode to performance mode. And I'm not going to complain about a car having physical buttons. I love physical buttons. I'm a huge proponent of physical buttons. I think more cars should have more physical buttons and less touchscreens and less, you know, touch buttons and capacitive buttons. I think, you know, buttons is the way to go. But what I'm going to complain about is that this D-pad has different functionality depending on what you're doing, which is, you know, a good idea in theory, but when you're expecting the car to do one thing and, oh, you realize like, oh yeah, because I'm doing this button now does a different thing, that's, you know, confusing enough. But what's even worse is that there's still a delay from when activating adaptive cruise, and when the button where you're going to increase your speed is the same button where you turn off one pedal drive. So the car goes from, you know, braking automatically when you go off throttle to just coasting. That can be dangerous and very confusing, especially because there's such a big delay in the system pressing the different buttons. So that is still not fixed and is still maybe the biggest issue I have with this car now. ADAS, or advanced driver assistance systems like pilot assist or auto steer or adaptive cruise control, have in 2025 become integral parts of the driving experience in most electric cars, because a lot of these functions are, you know, mandatory to work from key on, like lane keep assist and stuff like that uses all of these systems. So Judging a car on how good these systems work, either you like them or not, is important for a lot of people. And I use adaptive cruise control and auto steer on the motorway. I think it's a very comfortable way to travel. It takes a little bit of the load off the driver, and you arrive more rested at your destination, and also safer in most instances, especially driving on long stretches of motorway that it's not the most exciting, going 110, 120 kilometers an hour. So that is, an integral part of a driving experience today. And the issue I had with this car before was that engaging that with this button here, there's a huge delay, and that delay is still there. It may even be worse now than it was before. And the problem is I drive this car on one pedal drive, and engaging the system, going off the throttle because you think it's going to engage right away like it does with every other car. Because you're one pedal drive, the car brakes, you're thrown forward, and it's just a very unrefined experience. So that delay engaging is still there. And then the issue I had with this car before is that, when you're changing the speed, there was a delay. It's a small delay now, but a lot of the times it wouldn't register the presses. Like if you do a double press, like every time you press the button, it increases or decreases the speed by 5 kilometers an hour. And using this system on country roads in Norway where, the speed goes up and down all the time, it would just sometimes not register about 1/10 or 2/10 of the button presses. So that's just annoying. And you may be thinking, hey Chris, why are you using pilot assist on a country road? Well, for the most part, I'm not. For the most part, I'm using adaptive cruise control because people on country roads, especially where you don't have several lanes, tend to yo-yo in their speed. So just letting the car do its thing is just very comfortable. But also you have to, decrease and increase the speed. So yeah, that is annoying. But another thing that has been improved is that you can now toggle between pilot assist and adaptive cruise control while the system is engaged. So now we're in pilot assist, and if I want to go to adaptive cruise control, I just double tap the icon here. And then now we are in adaptive cruise, and I can steer myself like on a country road. And if I want to re-engage pilot assist, I just press this button again, wait for the delay, and then now we are in auto steer. And also the chime every time the system engages and disengages is now gone. So thank you so much, Polestar, that is awesome. As you may concluded yourself from watching the video, if you watched the whole video, is that a lot of my major issues, like with the ADAS and also lesser issues with the proximity key, has now basically been fixed so much that I don't have any huge problems with the Polestar 4. And I think all of the positives now far outweigh the negatives about this car, because it is a great car, but I hope Polestar keep improving, because the ADAS isn't perfect, the delays are still annoying, but it's not dangerous anymore, and it is very usable, especially on the motorway, where this car really shines when it comes to comfort and quietness and battery pack size, and also efficiency and even charging. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.